across the oceans, into frozen wastelands, and through jungles unseen. These explorers didn't just travel, they rewrote history. From lost cities to new continents, each discovery shattered old beliefs and stitched the world closer together. These are the real stories of the voyages, mistakes, and miracles that changed everything we thought we knew. Christopher Columbus set sail seeking a shortcut to Asia, but instead collided with a land unknown to Europe. In 1492, he crossed the Atlantic, landing on islands now known as the Caribbean. Though the indigenous peoples had lived there for millennia, Columbus's journey opened the floodgates to colonization, conquest, and cultural transformation. Two continents that had never touched suddenly collided in a whirlwind of disease, gold, and warfare. He didn't discover a new world. He created a new chapter of history that would ripple for centuries. Ferdinand Magellan dared to dream bigger than any explorer before him. Setting sail in 1519 with 5 ships, he embarked on a journey that would become the first circumnavigation of the globe. Although Magellan himself was killed in the Philippines, his expedition proved something extraordinary. The world was vast, interconnected, and round. Every new sea crossed, every strange star charted, redefined humanity's concept of Earth. He didn't just connect oceans, he connected civilizations, inspiring a new age of global exploration. Marco Polo's tales of China's splendor, the Mongol Empire, and fabulous cities seemed like fantasy to medieval Europe. Speaking of paper money, silk markets, and black stones that burned like fire, coal, Polo dazzled a continent still trapped in the Middle Ages. Many doubted his stories, some still do, but his book of the marvels of the world became one of history's greatest inspirations for exploration. Polo proved that dreams of faraway lands could stir entire nations into motion. The Titanic symbolized human ambition at its peak, and human arrogance at its worst. Boasting the title Unsinkable, it carried the rich and powerful across the Atlantic until one fateful night in 1912, when it struck an iceberg. As freezing waters flooded its iron belly, lifeboats proved insufficient, and class divisions decided who lived and who died. The tragedy shocked the world into reforming maritime safety laws forever. Titanic's fall taught a painful lesson. No creation of man is mightier than nature. Sir John Franklin's Arctic expedition in 1845 sought to map the final piece of the elusive Northwest Passage. Instead, he and his 129 men vanished into a frozen tomb. Their ships, Erebus and Terror, became legends of ghostly apparitions and whispered warnings among Inuit peoples. When the wrecks were finally found in 2014 and 2016, they revealed chilling truths: starvation, desperation, and possibly even cannibalism. Franklin's story reminds us that nature's silence can be more terrifying than any enemy. Deep in the rainforests of Honduras, legend spoke of a white city, an ancient metropolis swallowed by jungle. For centuries, it was thought to be just a myth. Then, using LiDAR technology beaming from aircraft, researchers uncovered lost pyramids, plazas, and artifacts buried beneath the dense green. It was one of the most astounding discoveries of the 21st century, made not with a shovel, but with lasers. Technology became the archaeologist's new compass, unearthing secrets no explorer could see from the ground. Qing Shi wasn't just a pirate. She was a one-woman empire on water. After taking command of her late husband's pirate confederation, she ruled over 80,000 pirates, terrorizing the South China Sea. She established her code of law, collected taxes from villages, and even forced empires like Britain and China into treaties. Qing Shi retired peacefully with full honors, a rare feat for a pirate. She proved that true power isn't stolen, it's commanded. Early European cartographers mistakenly drew California as an island, and for centuries, explorers chased this phantom coastline. The error fueled colonization efforts and military strategy across the Pacific. Maps printed with this mistake misled explorers and shaped treaties. This island of California myth wasn't corrected until almost 200 years later. It shows how misinformation can literally redraw the borders of history, sometimes shaping destinies more powerfully than fact. In the deadly Antarctic cold, Roald Amundsen outpaced Britain's Robert Falcon Scott, becoming the first man to plant a flag at the South Pole in 1911. While Scott's team perished in frozen agony, Amundsen's disciplined use of dog sleds and precise planning ensured survival. Their battle wasn't just against each other, it was against Earth's harshest elements. The race to the South Pole remains a testament that survival belongs not to the strongest, but to the smartest. The mighty Amazon River is so vast, it creates its own weather. Stretching 4,300 miles, it divides not just continents, but entire ecosystems. It holds more species of plants and animals than anywhere else on Earth. Early explorers, driven by myths of gold and monsters, barely survived its deadly currents and diseases. Today, it remains a mystical barrier between worlds, both a source of life and a battleground for survival. In an age when women were banned from sea voyages, Jeanne Barré disguised herself as a man to join a global expedition. As a botanist, she cataloged thousands of plants, enduring disease, shipwrecks, and constant fear of discovery. When finally exposed, she had traveled further than any woman before her. She beat the world's prejudice by circling the world itself. Barré's legacy is a reminder that the boundaries others set can be circumvented by courage. Before radiometric dating, scientists believed Earth was just tens of millions of years old. But by measuring the decay of uranium in rocks, geologists realized the planet's true age, over 4.5 billion years. This staggering discovery didn't just stretch our timeline, it forced a complete rethink of evolution, life, and the cosmos. Every grain of sand, every mountain peak, suddenly carried a weight of unfathomable time. It shattered the human ego with the realization Earth's story had barely begun when ours started. In 1960, aboard the fragile bathyscaphe Trieste, Jacques Picard and Don Walsh plunged into the Mariana Trench, reaching the Challenger Deep. Crushing pressures, eternal darkness, and unknown creatures surrounded them. Yet they proved that life existed even at Earth's deepest point. Their dive rewrote oceanography forever. The bottom of the ocean turned out to be as alien and as awe-inspiring as the farthest stars. Sugarcane, the sweet gold of the tropics, became the engine behind colonial empires. It fueled the Atlantic slave trade, redefined global economies, and transformed entire continents. In pursuit of sugar profits, millions were enslaved, islands were devastated, and power shifted across oceans. Today, the sugar industry is still vast, but its dark roots remind us, even small plants can plant world-changing revolutions. The Silk Road wasn't a highway. It was a living organism. Stretching from China to Rome, it carried silk, spices, religions, philosophies, and technologies across continents. It spread Buddhism, Islam, art, and mathematics, forging a global culture long before airplanes and the internet. Merchants, scholars, and warriors alike walked its paths. The Silk Road didn't just carry goods, it carried humanity's deepest dreams across the desert winds.